is ridiculous, mate.
Hey guys, my name is Harris Heller, and I've been a full.
Hey. Righto. So that just dropped out on me. So there you go. I actually did make it. That was crap. That was ridiculous. So yeah. That was what program have I got here? Turn that one off. Yep. It's cool there. Put that there, put that off there. Yeah, that stream just dropped. I didn't even stop it. I was in the middle of playing and I just saw it go stream, stop, edit. So anyway, gotta love the technology. I was saying I had good strength and everything, so hey, see what happens. Well, we have had some floods here too, so man, I thought my toilet was gonna back up last night, man. The frickin' sewer was overflowing, like coming out, because I got the manhole for the sewer on my front yard, and that was coming out everywhere, and across the roads all flooded, and yeah, we've got some floods in Australia right now, so. Or in Sydney. Sydney, probably like the coast, east coast of Australia. I saw there was weather alerts for the Riverina. So that's what I just done then. Had this program cracking. So that's me. Had that beat going. At 152. Had that going at 152. And I made it. 5 minute straight tremolo picking. And I tell you, if you do 5 minutes of just consistent tremolo picking, doesn't even have to be like 220 or 170. I'm going to put it out as a challenge. See how that goes. Yeah, because I think it helps me a lot. You got to try lock in as tight as you can with those double kicks. And it really gets your arm locked in. And sometimes if you want to do open chords, just a little bit of a quick strum in between the tremolo picking. But if you can do 5 minutes straight without a break, it definitely improves your tremolo picking. So yeah, that was got me guitar, doing my practice as I do. You got to keep up your practice routines. But yeah, I feel it okay. As you're getting older, you struggle. Got freaking problems with me neck a lot, but anyway, yeah. So I pushed myself enough then to try and get that one done. So I'm gonna try to upload the backing track. I don't know if you really, because it's not even about the pattern that I'm playing. It's just that the idea of the exercise is tremolo picking. I don't even care if you just do one note. If you're just on the open E, an E at the 7th fret, grab a fret, any note, doesn't matter. The point of the exercise is the tremolo picking. If you start doing string skipping, tremolo picking, that does adds to I suppose the complexity, but also adds to the tiring you out, because you've got to jump around a bit more, and that tends to tire me out, or you start to feel the burn in your arm a bit more. So that's one thing, and it's up to you. If you want to do string skipping, if anyone's a member of my Patreon, or so many of the videos and the tabs that I've dropped in my videos, I've got string skipping videos, I've got all of these different things, so yeah, check that one out. So now I'm going to get off here. I've got to get all this put into, so I've got to get this program. You basically got to drop it into here, put it on a loop, then I've got to import that into, if I get rid of that, we then have to open up this thing. I'll even show you the process of this then while I'm doing it. Because I probably can show you that. I've got to do it anyway. Righto, we're going to go new song. Open that one up. And I better get Superior Drummer. I don't need that open anymore. Don't need to save it. Okay, we're going to grab my instruments, tune track, grab me Superior Drummer, drop it in there. We are then going to select the death metal kit, or the death metal, and then you come in here, you got lots of different ones. That's the guy who produced this pack, Mark Lewis, he's a producer. And then you got Tune Track, who made their own boards and that, beheaded, they're all cool kits. But I like this one at the moment, SOH. So we get that cracking, like that. Turn it down a bit there. Righto, then we're going to go to settings, general, we've got to enable a MIDI out, like that. We're going to follow the host there. We will grab a groove, which I know it's this one here, stream 2, straight. We're going to do a hats open, it's a half time. That's the one I was using, but that's at 120. So then once you got that cracking, you got to get this, come here. I'd change that to 150, and because it's on follow host, it's going to automatically change it there. It's on follow host here, so it's going to change that automatically to 150. Then I'll get my timer cracking. So I know I've got it for 5 minutes. I might even do a count in. So I'll move this up here, you come here, new empty block. Then you click on this one, go to grid editor, hit this one up, we've got a hi-hat. And this is what I like to do too, always have a count in, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4. That's what's cool about this Superior drum. You can come in here and you can add in, you know, if I want to crack a crash in on the first beat of it. Oh, that's a right actually. Don't want that one, you can get rid of them like that. Just throw in a crash, so when it starts, and then it'll crack out on that one. And then if you wanted to, throw a crash there, so then it'll be like, from the start. But then I don't want the cymbal cracking every single time, so basically it's just a simple counting right there. And then you're going to loop it, but I don't want to loop the count in, I just want the loop to start from there, like that. I'll try bring it a bit closer. Well, let me have a look at the stream. Yeah, it looks pretty good there. Maybe bring me, I'll bring the camera a bit closer. Let me see if this works. Is that making it any better if I'm like that? because really you don't need to see me while I'm doing this. Is that making it a bit better? If I'm like that, bring the camera, the mic a bit closer, you might be able to hear that better. Should be all right there. No worries, bro. So that's yeah. So what I'm doing there, I might even if I bring it off there, I can put it onto here. Give me a sec. Lift up my screen here. Audio engine inactive. Check your audio device. Yeah, no worries, mate. No worries, bro. Cool. Now, if that's better right there, we'll just keep it there. Yeah, so we got that. What's this one cracking? Alright, if I go back there, it's sweet, no worries. Let's minimise that one for now. So now, yeah, we're in back in here again. Put that in there. We've got our drum track. We've got it set at 150. Got my timer ready to go. We'll do it from when the counting starts. And then all I'm going to do, bring that over to here. That's, oh, then you got to do this to come down here and change my inputs. So these are all the pain things, like when you're first like trying to set up these doors and make it work with these bloody, it's called a VST, Superior Drummer. And then you got to like go into settings, you know, enable the MIDI out so it works, and all of these troubleshooting things that are an absolute pain when you're first doing this stuff, but you finally figure it out like all computer programs, and then you're good to go. So we've got that cracking, and all we're going to do now is hit that. Now we just watch it. I'll turn the drums down a bit, but yeah. And I've got a timer now, so now I'm just going to let this roll for 5 minutes. Because this is part of like, if I, so this one I'm making for the Patreon, where, and it's also going to be a YouTube video. I'm thinking maybe do like a maybe do the explanation of, you know, the way, because I don't know if people need to watch me tremolo pick for 5 minutes. Let me know as you're watching this if you think that would be something you'd want to watch on a YouTube video. I think if I give a quick idea, because even in the live stream I can do it. I'm wondering if people understand the concept. If you're more like beginning, will you understand if I say tremolo pick for 5 minutes? So maybe I'll just do like a quick little demo and say, look, I want you to do this, but then they'll be like, can you write tabs out? What am I supposed to play? So I don't know. These are the struggles of creating videos, because you're like, what do people want to see? Do they want that? Can their imagination just understand the concept of, can you come up with a pattern or a group of notes? Like I said, you could even just do one note. The whole purpose of this is to strengthen your tremolo picking. Because if you're seeing a lot of my vids, what I'm doing is the groove can be single notes. Tremolo picking is just like these double kicks going. Da, 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 da. But it could be bum 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 da 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 da. You know, it could just, that's all it is. Like timing is just but 1 2 3 4 1 2 3 4 1 2 3 4. It's like quarter note, eighth note, 16th notes. And that's all you're doing. You just got this groove cracking. And I find I love tremolo picking and I've noticed a lot of people do struggle with that. So, and it's something you have to train at. Like, even in, like, it would have been 96, where, if I go back to here, oh, no way, it stopped because I clicked out of it. Ah, that sucks. Shouldn't have done that. You bloody bugger. Oh well. Guess what? Gonna have to restart. That sucks. I clicked out of it and it freaking just fully stopped. Oh, that sucks. Anyway, so I've got to delete that. Get it back to the beginning. Better not click out of there from now on. Right. Try that again, eh? If I'd keep going if I click outside the program. Well, there you go. You learn something every day, eh? So yeah, better not click outside of this program again. But yeah, so the whole idea of it is just morning, Tristan. Yeah, it's just it's a strength type of thing, you know. And these, so what I was saying before I clicked outside of my DAW or recording software, is that it was in '96 that I bought this Leesy's SR16, just a drum machine, and it had a double kick pattern on it. And so I would have been in my 20s then, and I was just on that tremolo picking thing. So it would have been, yeah, because it would have been 96, I would have been 20 years old. It's around about that time. Yeah, would have been 20. And so I'd just get that double kick cracking. And you just got to lock in your picking with that double kick. And try to get so in sync with it, so in time with it. And I've been, like I said, I've been doing that for over 20 years. And it's definitely helped me, because if you try to tremolo pick, and you're not got like a beat going, and you're not something to keep you locked in, you will sway. And then when you have to play to a drums or a backing track or a song someone's recorded, you will struggle because you haven't got that timing locked in. You know, you just gotta, so I thought, you know what, cool idea is training, and just an ideas of how I train, how I go about doing my, because it definitely is like the death metal sort of picking style. Obviously it's not some bloody playing footy, you know. We've got binary surf, you don't have to train as hard as if you're going in the ocean, but it still is a muscle memory deal. You know, how do you hold your pick? All of these things, and that's another video I wanted to create, was how do you hold your pick, because people ask it, but there is no exact way. Because I started researching it, and if you see Hetfield, if you see Eddie Van Halen, if you went through all these death metal players, like Marty Friedman's even got one of the weirdest picking techniques, the way his wrist is cocked. It's weird. Yeah, very strange. And you'll find there's the correct ways, and there's, you know, economy of movement, all of these different things. And they will, you know, help you just have that tool. Because it's really just a strength and a coordination thing. It's like when it comes down to playing scales and things, or whatever pattern you're going to use, like it's just muscle memory. You got 4 fingers, can you make those four fingers do what you want them to do? And so that's another thing I'll do. You know, trying to just get that coordination, because I'll be work takes over my life. I get sick and I can't play, or some days I'm tired, some days I don't feel like playing, and all of that will affect my ability to get better and improve. So we've got 40 something seconds left. But this is what I have to do, just showing you the process. I thought, why not? I was going to end the live stream, and I went, you know what? I'll show you how this whole system works. And how I go about making these videos. Yeah, you know the feeling, eh, bro? It's a juggling act of life. Your passion for wanting to play guitar, but having to go to work and, yay, I made it. So that's 5 minutes. Stop on that one, righto. So now I can click outside of this one. I'll go to my OBS. And I'll bring me back up again. Like that will bring me down here a bit smaller. Righto. So now we've got all that done. And what I'll do, just crank up the volume there a bit. Now I've got my tracks recorded. Like that, right? Then we'll go to mix. Check out my levels. Bad. I sometimes, to make my drums sound better, then you start getting into plugins. This Waves plugin's like my favourite. It's this Sheps, and you just drop that onto there. Crank it up a bit. Maybe the lows don't really need it. A little bit of highs on it. If I was to turn this off, that's without the plug-in, with the plug-in. That's pretty cool. I love putting that plug-in on my tracks. And so then if that's all cool like that, then you just got to chuck the, like that one, got to do my markers for my exporting. See it there, it hasn't got enough. I would have cut it off there, bring it out to there, like that, a little bit more, that's sweet, that's sweet. Then you go song, you're going to add to a project, a new project. Call it 150 BPM tremolo training, tremolo picking, like that. Yeah, 44, like that. Okay, sweet. It might clip on me. We'll see. I'll bring that over here. So now it just mixes it down. Get rid of that one for now. See, clipping 0.3 doesn't really matter, it's not that bad. A little bit of clipping never hurt anyone. Do you want to delete exported file? No, I don't. You can see now there it's got a big fat waveform. Got that there. There we go. Got to crack it there. Go back here. So there's your drum track right there. And then what you want to do, I know it's good enough, digital release it. and then I've got to go to my music where I always put my files. I'm going to create a new folder, 150 BPM trainer, we'll call it. So that's when I want to make my vid. I know to come here to my music, select my folder, select that one, okay. It's going to export it now. Oh no, clipping occurred. Oh, 0.40. You'll be right. It's only on a couple of little frickin' toms or something like that. Cool. Go there, just double check. Go to my music. Right. Make sure. Sometimes when I export it, it messes up here. So yeah, I'm checking here. I got two screens cracking, so there it is there. Just go to my music, 150 BPM, unknown, it's always that one. Bro, what are you talking about? Will it work? Or it'll be like, no, I can't play because you got your other program going. Oh, you're going to do this to me. So basically it's going to freeze on me right now and not work because, you know, computers are awesome. They're just... yeah, it's done this before to me, but I reckon it's there. Worst comes to worst, I'll just export it again. I'll save it just in case it wants to be shit. And that's about it. And then you'll... and that's basically what it's done. Freaking computers, you know. It won't play it. And it's done this before. Don't know how many of you mess with computers that much, but they like to freeze. And they like to say, go get lost, mate. We're not letting you do it. And then you got to restart them. And that's why you always got to save. If you're ever doing any type of project on a computer, get in the habit of saving all the time. Because I tell you what, they can be the best tools and you can do some cool stuff with them, but holy crap. They can absolutely do your head in, these freaking computers. Yeah, so this is going to be the whole concept of that. We've done that, and then what I'll have to do, I'm sort of, like I said, I'm tossing up whether or not, I'll crack this back a bit, you can see me mug. Yeah, so I'm tossing up whether or not I'm going to put some tabs or something with it, because like I said, at the end of the day, the whole purpose of this is that locking in with the drums, that type of thing, you know. And that was what I want to do with this next lesson. And so what I could do now, if I want to, we've got this, we may as well crack this one. We'll get a screen over here, why not? All the processes of keeping all this stuff going. Now it's my Patreon. And then what I'm going to do now, we're going to create. We'll get an image. I don't know if I've got any bloody pictures of drums. Drum kit anyway. I should have done a screenshot while that other one was on. We'll get the idea. We'll even do a quick one then of, I'll smack out this. So go Photoshop. New one. Do that one, create that. Hey buddy, we didn't want that size. What are you running here? Oh, it's 1920, 1080. There you go, mate. We'll do some text. $50 BPM. Double kick. Tremolo training MP3. Sweet, that'll work. Light it up. How about that? Might even go in on the text. So enter there. Go enter there. Backspace on this one. That'll look alright. Sweet, that'll work. Sweet. 150 BPM training MP3. So now we're going to go export it as a PNG. Just give it a quick 150 BPM deal. And like that. Now we're going to go back to my Patreon, select an image. Bring that back up again. We'll go, where are you? Like that. Sweet. And we're going to go upload an attachment, which is my music. Which is that one, that one. We might rename it. Enter. Because they need to see Shane Dunn MP3, they'll be like, what the hell is this file? Like that. I'll go next. Go me paid members. That one. What's the bloody delete draft? No, I don't want to delete that. Yep. Add the following requirements, a title. Where's my title? Okay. You bloody bugger. As you can see, I'm totally know what's happening with all of this stuff. That's my title there. Bugger. 50 BPM. That's why it wouldn't let me do it. Okay. Upload an attachment, my music. That. Sweet, uploaded that one. Cool. There we go. And if I wanted to, I could go copy that link, go like this, go to my YouTube. So this is, showing you all the behind the scenes of how all this bloody stuff works. Create a post. Trying to sell myself, Put an image up. And I'll be like, yeah, that don't work. It's not fitting in there, mate. There we go. Meh. Cancel that one. We'll go an image again. Might create the AI thing I was messing with this morning. There we go. That'll work. Write a message. Yep. Double kick. I'll go. Okay. Show you I'm being the salesman now. I'm the BPM. Double kick. MP3. I'll go be 5 minute. That's what I should have done. 5 minute 150 BPM double kick MP3 available. On Patreon. For 50 cents, mate. 50 cents a week. Oh, might have to put a C there. And crack in me a little bloody paste it. There we go. Post. All of this, and this isn't even trying to create a video yet. Which I may as well go back to me Patreon. Can I edit it? Yeah, edit it. Training. Well, I'm going to try my pick and train 150 BPM next. Yeah. Cool. There you go. And that's about it right there. Yeah, I think that's fair, There's a lot of, I think people do see what goes into it, and this isn't even like, if I had to then... Everyone's so fascinated with the park floods across the road. Just a stream of people turning up going, oh my god, there's flood water. Let's go have a look. Where's my bloody... Oh, that's right, I closed it off. So yeah, if I want to do, record my guitars over it, then we start getting into... like, what's going on? So yeah, this is all the whole, go back to me OBS. See what's going on there. And that's pretty much it with all of that sort of stuff. So yeah, what it takes to keep this whole YouTube Patreon thing going. learning how to do it. That was I actually was making this too, because that's one thing I've been messing with. If I turn this one off, we crack this. Been wasting a lot of time on it. Is VGA app. AI artwork. Got a zombie pope. Freaking Navika. And like, oh my god. And I'm trying to learn how to then like animate this sort of stuff. Do a lot of that. This is me, so I was messing around with this. That's where I got the artwork. Hey, thanks Tristan. I can thank you personally right now. I'll get rid of this one. What do we got here? Put my camera back on. There we go. Thank you. Appreciate the pledge. That's sweet. Yeah, you're an Aussie, so it's like 50 cents American, because everything's in American dollars with Patreon. So yeah, maybe I should tell the Aussies that. So it's, what's that would be? It is $3.50 divided by 4. 87. Like 88 cents. 87 cents a week. And if you go through like if I show you my Patreon and I go back to all my things, because I try to, like, every week I'll upload something. So like everything that I've done, that's the tremolo picking training. That's me just talking crap, trying to bloody, so the death metal patterns, and then you get a PDF, which we open that up. So that's like, can zoom in on that one. And there are the tabs for everything I do on YouTube. All the tabs come here, so you can just upload them here. But get rid of my mug again. So yeah, on the Patreon you can come here. PDF. I don't know if you've got Guitar Pro 8, but Guitar Pro, you don't need guitar. It'll work on 6 or 7 or any method forms of Guitar Pro. We've got that one. This one with some tabs. It's another one right there. So now everything I do, I'll bloody put a PDF up for it. If you don't have Guitar Pro, and that's all the tabs of everything I'm doing. Give you some ideas of patterns and riffs and all of that sort of stuff. And I just keep continually, if you just keep going down and down, there's the Lunatic. Every bit of tab, you get all the tabs here of everything I do. All of those things, so it just keeps going. I've been doing this, I think, for about 6 months now. So if you keep going, yeah, it should work. Let me know, man. With the Guitar Pro, if it'll load it up into Guitar Pro 5. So that'll be handy to know. Because I think it would. I don't see why. It's a Guitar Pro file. It won't give you all the things, like if I was putting in extra features. Here's another one like I've done. And you know how Guitar Pro works then. So it just keeps going and going. I've been doing it, man, since last year. There's heaps of stuff on here. Diabolical picking patterns, obituary style riffs, Another picking pattern there. Down picking stuff. We've got more alter diminish. That's all the notes of your alter diminish scale on your neck. Which that's a cool one too. I like these because I do videos like this, and you'll see how you get diagonal patterns. So these are diminished, and scales are pretty much just like, you'll do 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, and it just keeps going and going. This is what I do a lot with me. I'll do this one here. So if I get back to me. I've had a bloody chest infection, so still recovering from that one. But like this one, I'll take a pattern there and it's like 7th fret. There it is there. I'm just looking at this diminished pattern right here, which I could just get me back out of here again. Like that. And I'm doing these notes here, and I'll look, because all scales are, they'll do 3 notes. So straight away I'm looking at this diminished pattern. I'll just try find some notes and go, okay, where's some pattern? Like even here, I'll just, because you know how scales work, they're just normally 3 note type of deals, and straight away there, like these are all the notes of a diminished scale on your neck. It goes up to there, there's your 24 frets there, and straight away I can see, because you want to find groups of notes which are going to fall under your fingers good. So I'm going 1, 2, 1, 2, 1, 2, and then 1, 2, 3 there, and that's your 5th fret. Oh, that's your 4th string, and I'm just going to go I'll do that, start that with my pinky, because when I do that 3rd fret, I need my 1st finger ready to go. 3 note per string licks. So I'm looking at it and I go, okay, if I do the 3 notes, it's got one here that's part of the scale, and I'll go, okay, I'll tap it. Oh, it's actually that one. A bit of delay on that one, because delay always makes tapping better. And when I do tapping, instead of just going 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3. get a bit of rhythm happening. And then, you know, get that one. It's got this. So yeah, I'm just following the notes. I'm just looking at this screen here and I'm going, whatever note I can see. And then straight away, I'll go, okay, D and E, that's your 7 and 8. And there's the 3. Oh, it's saying it's 3 and 4. So yeah, I love doing that sort of stuff. It's just searching for patterns, and that's pretty much all these things are. Like you write riffs, you write scales, whatever. Like, and that's where today's idea, where this whole thing started with, is looking at. Grab that back open. Is then, you know, building up your technique, which. This is pretty much all it is. It's like, you know, you can do your 1, 2, 3, 4. Get that coordination there. You can do your 1, 2, 3. No, well, I didn't know those patterns before I was looking at that neck diagram. So I've got a good recall of when I just look at those notes. Like now they're fresh in my memory, so I can just go. I can remember it did that 1, 2, 1, 2, 1, 2 over 3 strings. Then I saw it went. I remember seeing it doing that. See, even if I try to go for a note like that, I know that was wrong. You know, I just remember that stuff, and you'll notice that a lot of this stuff does repeat, because all it really is they're groups of threes. It's the semitones and the tones and all that type of deal. So it's pretty much just like. So that's like two semitones together with a fret in between them. I just know those shapes, they just sound cool. And people got way better ways of explaining theory. Like these are tritones. But some people are like, yeah, they didn't like the how messed up that shit sounds. You know, it's but it's all just a lot of, like I said, is and then a common thing you'll start to notice. I start to remember patterns of like things are the same, so they'll always do that semitone. So that's now 2 frets in between 2 semitones. So that's the way I see that. In my head it's just one, which is semitones, just move 1 fret, leave 2 frets in between the next 1 fret pattern. Then it's up to me, what technique do I use now? Do I use octave chords? All I'm doing is making sure I leave 2 frets in between moving 1 fret. And then, or you can do 1 fret in between. In my head I'm like, well, can I do power chords fast enough, depending whatever this imagination's coming up with. It's like, okay, it's just like in my bloody head, like, you know, power chords sound fat, and it's just like, if you've got just a chunk happen like, and to me, all I'm thinking when that's happening is rhythmically, it's like. It's just groove, isn't it? It's the groove of all the metal I've ever listened to, right? And then you've been in a pit before, right? It's like, if you were freaking, right, you're just moshing around going. Now, in my head, what would have I wanted to then come after that? Or what have I heard? Or why do I love that stylistic thing? This is all just in my head, right? If there's a sick groove going boom, ba-dum, boom, that is the part before everything fucking explodes and you just run into each other and accidentally break some. I'm normally the one with the accidental broken nose, or, you know, you fall over and someone picks you up, you know, you're in the pit, you just go, oh, fuck yeah, let's get this shit cracking. And so if you're like, you know, you know what I mean? It's like, And when that tremolo picking, you've got the drums of blast beat and going, because we're just being grooved and going boom, jump. So it's like the breakdown riff, isn't it? But I like the reverse. It's like a breakdown riff into freaking chaos, and it's blast beat chaos. You know, it's just sick. And so this is what I'm doing. Like, I don't really think it really comes down to. And this is just the way my head works. Well, I've never really cared much about why theory is what it is. I just know there's only going to be 12 notes, right? And I know that if I just do that. Now, yeah, it's cool if someone knows most scales are only going to be 7 notes too. So there's your 1, 2, 3, 4. 7th there. The only reason why we don't go up and down the string like that is all depending what we're trying to play, because if it was, you need to be able to move around the neck, so the note is down on the next string instead of having to come up to this fret, so it'll be and you only do that so you don't have to go and go up the net, which sometimes you might want to do because sliding is also a cool technique. See, then, like, I'm still there now, I'm searching, I'm like, I can know the scale here, but then sometimes I mightn't see it up here, so it's just a lot of search and practicing, and I'm pretty quick at locking in on shit, like, I go, yeah, okay, I don't know what's happening now, but if I straight away then, so I'm like, okay, which straight away all I have to remember is it's the 1, 2, 3. Which is the start of the harmonic minor scale. And I always knows that one, so in my head I see it as the start of the harmonic minor scale, that the pattern where I go 1, 2, 3. You could do it in threes like that, you know. You know, and I would only need those sort of notes, and then I'll just go, yep. Because now I want to do slides. I love octave chords, sliding octave chords. You know, those quick little... So I don't need to know, like, why those notes are even, what they are, why they're a scale, why they're freaking diminished, why some things are in the minor scale. I just know they sound sick. And all I need to know is, okay, I'm going to legato that pattern. Or just bend it, you know. was doing harmonic minor then, and then I just started grabbing, harmonic minor. So that pattern there is a pattern. That's not in the harmonic minor scale, right? But so that little legato-y pattern I'm doing there is not in the harmonic minor scale. But all I did was go, my ears like it. And that's really all I care about. I don't care if it's supposed to be. Because then what happens, I think, and I was there too, when I learnt scales, I'm like, well, if that scale has these notes in it, then I have to stay within those parameters, stay in my lane, because that's theory, and that's that, and you go, okay. But then I'm like, there's just something about things that are just sour or just slightly left of where it's supposed to be. And that's just all in my head. And some people will like that sound and some people won't. That's cool too. It's all about just trusting your own ears and going what you like the sound of. And that's really all this whole thing comes down to. It's just trust yourself, trust your own ears. Really just like your own, what you like. There is no rhyme or reason for any of why I like what I like. It's just because I've listened to lots of different bands and it's been, what I've grown to like. Like there's bits of, a lot of that legato-y stuff, a lot of that little bends and vibratos and all that. That's all part of like Dime. For sure, they're always all that stuff, and I think the little that little bit of vibrato, a little bit of Steve Vai maybe in there, like whatever I've listened to that I like the sound of, the tappings from Listen Hearing. Listening to all of those things, that flurry of that legato, that's from Eddie, but then not to sound always in there. That's from all the blues cliche little licks are in me, Yeah, always will play this one. Yeah, all of that stuff. So I'm always going to have those. It's part of what I am. You know, those little bends. So instead of just doing blues licks, because that's just overused, it's old school, it's cliche, it's all that, but the bends in that shit is where you can be, okay, let me take some type of... So I can use the ugliness of the chords, this more death metal, more extreme shit, but every now and then I can throw in one of those bends. You know, just keep mucking around, mate. See what you can come up with. Feel it. And I just like, it's all fun, eh? I reckon that's all it is. So, yeah. That's me with my ramblings and just mucking around, having a bit of fun. And I'm just, yeah. Apparently people are enjoying or like when I'm doing that sort of stuff, just mucking around, and there's something there, and they're like, what are you doing? So that's cool. There's like people trying to understand, going, how do you do that? Where's your mindset? You know what I mean? But it's a lot of emotion too. Yeah, don't worry. I feel like I'm starting at scratch. You know, if I watch, I don't know if you've been, you know, Brandon Ellis from Black Dahlia Murder. Man, that Brandon Ellis, bro, that dude's leads are just like, what the is that dude doing? He makes me feel like a beginner. He's probably my new, like, you know, like Marty Friedman or back in, you know, those people. Like, I reckon Marty Friedman is one of my top shredders where I was just like, holy crap. Like, Rust in Peace is just like, what the hell? I can't play that. That's too difficult. I'm not good enough. I suck. It's pretty much why I haven't been in bands or, you know. Yeah, Brandon, next level. He's the dude, man. I swear, man, for the younger people and just the dude who makes me go, but so tasty. He's not just like a Yngwie Malmsteen arpeggio sweep up and down, which is no hate on how good those people are, but it doesn't make me go, holy crap. Like, it's the way his vibrato, his note choices, his phrasing, he's just blistering speed. He sweeps, but he sweeps in a different way. It's just like, wow. And for the metal dude, he can do anything, eh? But he's got that. I think Marty Friedman's one of those guys who I think is just so tasteful. Another one who, they're all doing legato, they're all doing sweeping, they're all doing vibrato. There is technique in it all. But it's the choice of phrasing. It's why they choose to stop and start, why they go fast here and not fast here. Yeah, man. I tell you what, since I've made this channel more death metal, because I'm more of even a rock, thrash, blues player who tries to play some extreme shit. But hey, listening to a lot of old school Cannibal Corpse that Pat was on, I've been on a Cannibal Corpse binge, and I tell you what, I didn't appreciate them enough growing up. I was more into like Pantera and Slayer and stuff like that, and Deicide and all that. But man, Cannibal Corpse, and especially the Pat, you know, era is just freaking totally. And I'm forgetting the other dude's freaking. What's the freaking? Forgetting his name. Jack. Yeah, Rob Barrett. because he's been a big part of them too. Like, I'd love to look at how much of the riffs he writes. Be awesome to see, like, he doesn't get interviewed a lot, or how's it going, bro? From the Philippines. How's it going from Australia, mate? Hope you're doing well. But they're all had some just awesome players. Also too, like Alex Webster is just a you know, the bass player writes riffs. So man, his bass playing and his riff writing, and now they've got Rattan. He's another guy I look up to too, is Eric Rattan. If you want to just beast mode, absolute just beast mode player, mate. Rattan, Hate Eternal, holy crap. You know, so really all I'm, and I'll keep saying this, like my whole approach to what I'm either doing on YouTube and where I want to take this is that, or what my whole purpose is of this. I'm definitely stuck in that death metal, thrash metal, that era. That's just my music, that's my style, with a mix of like the little shreddiness in there, all of that type of guitar playing, right? I do even play a lot of softer stuff, which I've been questioning, should I do the clean chord? Because I would say playing clean through an amp and big chords and trying to jump between chords and chord shapes and voicings is definitely a skill, and I think it helps you navigate and grab notes in the when you're doing extreme stuff. But yeah, so what my whole point is that, just like, right, blues music is like a style that they've just keep using over and over, right? Like Joe Bonamassa, I like his guitar playing because I do like blues guitar playing, right? Because I just love guitar in all its forms. But my whole point here is that blues music has been passed on through the generations, and it's a style, and it's been around since, you know, probably like the 30s, 40s, when, you know, you had your Mississippi Delta blues, slide guitar, for all your greats, your BB Kings and all the people, you know, and then there's still blues guitar festivals to this day. Now, to me, the fact and I'm going to assume, you know, like a lot of the people from their young 20s, but I'm 48 years old. It's our youth, that's my blues music, right? Deicide, Obituary, Morbid Angel, Carcass, Napalm Death, as long as with thrash metal, Slayer, Anthrax, you know, even the hair metal, I was into it all, right? But as I've gotten older, that tremolo picking, double kicks, I've really gotten, I don't know why, it's really taken a hold of my head. I just like to express myself. Maybe as I'm getting older, frustrated with what I haven't achieved in life, it's really connecting with me like it's never connected. But, so this whole rant and tangent, I'll get to the point. So what I'm saying is that I want to keep the tradition of death metal, tremolo picking, the way there's blues scales, the way there's these techniques. I feel that that is what I want to pass on to people. So any younger person, anyone who's into it or wants to get into that style, I'm part of this, an old school tradition that's been going for over 30 years now, right? From the early 80s up till now, death metal is still going, right? It is the classic. Tremolo. Yeah, it is the shit. Like, yeah, Death as well. Death's another one, you know, from what Chuck's done. Like, man, they're freaking, I've been listening to a lot of Death too, you know, from Spiritual Healing to, what's that one with Crystal Mountain on it? I always forget the name. Oh, Symbolic. That's the one I was thinking of. So like Symbolic's another one I've been listening to a lot more lately and going, holy crap. It's another one that I let fly under the radar. I was like listening to like Human was the one that I listened to when I was younger, and Spiritual Healing, and Leprosy a little bit, but probably Spiritual Healing and Human were my two Deaf albums. Never really paid attention to Symbolic, and then I was like, holy crap, you know. And same, I'm like that now with Cannibal Corpse. I'm like, man, I've slept on these guys for too long. Nile, yep, another sick one. They're one that I've slept on. I've never really got into them that much. I'm pretty... Once I just find one band, I just obsess on them and really just go, what's happening? And I really try to get in on their style and just basically steal most of their stuff. Yeah, like one of their biggest songs, like that's the most streamed, is just like, where is it? Okay, it's at the most Voice of the Soul. Is it? This is the one with the acoustic guitars. It's got the most views. Alright, it's not coming out because I think I've got other things happening here. I probably got them things open, but yeah. Yeah, another one too, Dying Fetus. Another one I've slept on a lot, but then listened to some of their songs, and that's where I got a lot of that. Yeah, I've definitely stole some riffs off them or ideas. Another great. So all of these people, like Dying Fetus has been around a long time. Like if I look up them, they're just an absolute, like, you know, great freaking if we look at them, where as we go back from there, where does it tell you their information about them? But how long have they been? Like if I go to their discography, albums, I've got 2010. Is that when they come out? How long have they been around? I've got 2010. Yeah, jazz is another cool one, for sure. So, but that's what I'm sort of doing is what I know about death metal, what I know about certain techniques, the way people are keeping blues music going. I want to keep death metal and thrash metal, palm mutes, distortion, all of that sort of stuff that we love. That's where I'm at with this whole journey, what I'm trying to do. And why I've even started the channel was like some friends were like, yeah, they were learning some stuff off me and they're like, should start a channel, and here we are. And still, I'm still getting growth from it, you know, like, and people enjoying what I'm doing and people who are getting back into it and picking up the guitar again and all that sort of stuff. You know, getting a lot of that sort of, a lot of stuff like that happening. And so that's where I'm at. It's, you know, it took me a long time really to say what I'm saying, but it's, I'm looking at it like it's a tradition for me. It's part of, and some people I've definitely copped flack for it because they're like, oh, you're living in the past, grow up, yada yada. I'm stealing from people. I'm not saying that I've invented what I'm doing. I'm not saying, look, I've invented this. I'm teaching you, I'm making a riff. Like, obviously I'm making a riff because if I was to try to say, if I don't play someone's riff properly, then obviously I'm not playing their song, but I'm definitely using elements, their scales, their picking techniques, their arrangement, all of those things I'm just mashing together. And so it's like a mash. It's like a Slayer meets Def, meets Morbid Angel, meets Obituary, meets, you know, whatever extreme stuff that's using blast beats, you know, Cannibal Corpse, all of these. I've heard some Dying Fetus, all these bands I don't even know, but that's why people, they get stuck in genres. And it's funny, people will go, I'll make something, they go, it sounds like this band that I've never even heard before. So that means I'm playing everything within the family. Just like a blues musician or a country or, you know, American like bluegrass is it? Bluegrass music, all of these, whatever it is. Jazz is another old school one, you know, from freaking whoever all the great jazz players are. I think there was like Dizzy Gillespie, someone named Coltrane, Miles Davis, you know, the trumpet one. Yeah, it's been going. Like, I'm on my way towards 5,000 subscribers in 10 months. Just through, yeah. And I could see, yeah, the canal. I know you put your name down. I'm getting so many people now. It's hard to keep up with everybody. But I can see some OG people in here from my first live streams and stuff, and the new people who are joining, and it's just a love of guitar playing. It's a love of the instrument. I think that's what people see in my playing and my approach, and I've been watching stuff on YouTube. They reckon people are getting sick of this overproduced, like, basically they're just channels for Sweetwater, or they're channels for a guitar company, they're channels for that. And people are like, man, I can go buy a guitar secondhand on Facebook Marketplace. There's how many amp brands. I can go buy so many different types of amps. Like, it doesn't really matter. It all comes down to playing. And that's not to say, man, I don't care if people are selling amps. It's not the point I'm trying to make. There's nothing against, because if you say this, and certain YouTubers in the space think it's a personal attack, when you're like, I don't want to be part of that. And if I was in America, I'd probably be selling stuff for Sweetwater. But these are Australian people problems where I can't link up with these massive, chains of music stores. Man, if I was going to make bloody 50 grand a year selling stuff for Sweetwater, mate, I'm sorry, I'd sell out or be the shill, as the term is. But that's not my I can't do that. So like I said, it's more just I'm approaching it from my way, and everything's evolving. I'm not set in stone. Like I said, if a company, like a big company, if I ever got the channel to 100,000 or 200,000 subscribers, whatever, these are all just hypotheticals. I'm not saying I'm even got a chance of achieving any of that, but if a brand like Mesa Boogie reaches out to me and is like, you want to sell one of our amps, I'm sorry people, I'm going to sell you as a Mesa. That's just happening. 100%. Marshall reaches out. They're all great products. KSR is an awesome brand. Like, alright, man, if I had the money, I'd buy these people's stuff, It's just so many sick guitar amps out here right now. Who's the other people? Rev is making awesome Angle. If Angle wants me to sell you amps, the Savage 120, thank you. No worries. If ESP, Jackson, wants me to sell you frickin' some guitars, they're the two brands. Like, yeah, ESP and Jackson, I'd just be like, oh. I like Gibson are okay, but I think, yeah, you could do death metal. They were using Explorers back in the day on Def albums. So, yeah, BC Rich is cool. Man, they're all cool. It's all sick. Whatever. But you know, it's all sick stuff. That all sounds awesome. I'll boost it with pedals. Yeah, Gary Holt signature pedals. As a dude, a small business, I'd probably rather work with more small businesses. Because there's a dude who's called Arachnid Cabs. And if I was in America, you know, show you this one. Where's me bloody? I'll take one of these ones. So this company right here, and they've like got Gary Holt, Sammy Douay from Goat Hall. Where's my OBS? This shit. I'll just turn me off. So this company here, Arachnid Cabs, like you can do prints, you can do all of this sort of stuff, like cables, man. He's doing some awesome stuff. If I was in the States, man, I'd be cracking one of these cabs, you know. Signature series, like, yeah. Eminence, there's the Gary Holt and the Sammy Douay. I'd be grabbing one of these. If I was in America, give me one of these. 100, but the shipping, you know what speakers he uses? DV77s. There you go. That'd be sick. Mate, I'd have a big wall of them behind me here. I think he is doing it in his garage, but these would be people like I'd want to work with. 100%. Yeah, so like companies like that, like ESP too, like man, you can't go wrong with companies like ESP. I like Fenders too, because you know, dude out of Obituary uses a Strat. So, but for some reason I'm getting more into pointy guitars. So these, if I had the opportunity to build a guitar, you know, work with a smaller builder and get like a signature one made, or just, I know what I want. I want a stripped back, like almost like my semi guitar. I'd love like a King V style Jackson, or a BC Rich Ironbird with a reverse headstock, one pickup. One thing I want, and I'll probably grab this guitar. And none of them, a lot of guitar companies don't do it. And I love me Super Strat, because basically, like Jackson's like this. This reminds me of old school death metal. You know, these are called Super Strats, right? I think they're great. They got the, you know, cutaway here. That was invented by Fender, the tummy cut. This thing here, where it curls down. Armrest, that's on a Fender Stratocaster, invented by Fender. This, and then it's 24 frets, wasn't? And then, you know, the 12-inch to 16-inch compound radius. You know, this one I traded in a bass guitar. It's a Japanese one. Someone upgraded with a Goto 1996 trem on it. Now the whole reason I grabbed this one was I took the volume knob out of here and just put one here. So it's none of these pickups work. They're just what we're in it, passive. It's an active humbucker. Volume knob out of the way. I cannot stand when I'm picking having a volume knob here. My hand hits it. I hate it. Absolutely hate it. Alright? Now if I designed a guitar, it would be volume knob down here, like that. One pickup. One humbucker, Floyd Rose, reverse headstock, 24 frets, ebony fretboard, black. This one was actually, whoever owned it, got someone to paint it or painted them themselves. It's called this, it's marbleized effect. And I got a score on this one. It was 900 Australian for this. It's a Japanese dinky. It plays awesome. Now, so if I could get a guitar like a V, if I could design one, I hate it. That's a Strat thing too. Putting your volume knob right there, because then you can roll off your volume. But I can't stand it, eh? Piss the volume. Yeah. Get rid of that volume knob. That's what I want. If I could design, and there's not many people doing it. And then if I could get, you know, so to get the semi guitar, and I love my Arrow. This guitar is just, man, I've fallen in love with this shape. You know, it's they call it a star. There's a Nanking star or something, and it got made pointy, and this, like, Sammy just has made this his signature. Now, you know, getting one of these made would be amazing. You know, you obviously got to be in a band and be a lot bigger, but this one, the only thing I would pick on it, which I can play it no worries, but your volume knob would be here. Get it so far away from me it isn't funny. I don't even need one. Just like, the only thing I'd pick on this one. Or you could recess it in. I'm almost like to the point where I want to get rid of this knob. And, oh, it's awesome. It's like, I don't know if you've, it's like any of their LTDs. It's like, to me, it feels a bit like a Strat sort of neck. It's a C, comfortable C. It's not Ibanez Wizard thin. The Jackson's got a chunky neck on it. Yeah, no worries. I don't really care about neck shapes too much, as long as it's not a Gibson 50s. Like, I even, what I do with my guitars, you can see it. See how it's gloss, but the neck isn't? I sand them with wet and dry sandpaper, and I take the gloss off them completely. Because I hate painted necks and how sticky they feel. And so I get wet and dry sandpaper and lemon oil, and I sand all my necks. It makes them so smooth. It's like, if you ever tried an oiled neck, it's what it feels like, an oiled neck. And it's not hard to do. Just get some 1500 or 1200 with some lemon oil. You'll see them now on a lot of guitars. They're doing, it's called satinize or a satin neck. Which is all they do, is they sand it with sandpaper. They put tape. Make like pretty lines to make it look like it's professional. And they just sand it. And that's all you're getting. A sanded guitar neck, because they sand them and then they polish them with buffs. I use 1200 or 1500. 1200 wet and dry. If you're a bit worried, I'd go 1500. And you don't use water, you use lemon oil. Which I don't think I got it in here. In Australia we got one, but quick fret stuff. But yeah, Do 1500. 1200's fine. I've been using 1200. It works good too. Just don't go to like 800 or 600's too rough. But yeah, I'd say 1500's a good compromise. But if you can only find 1200, that'll work too. Wet and dry. It's the best thing. I do it to every single guitar. Like, without fail. Like this one here. I did it to this. Probably can't see it. You know, because it's white, you can't see it probably. But this one I did it to. It's another sick shape. Love these. The old arrow. You know, sweet playing guitar too. Bit of E2 action. Yeah, steel wool will work. I'm more worried about with steel wool because little bits can flake off, can't they? But yeah, there you go. He uses the 4-0 steel wool. And that'll scuff it off. It's just got to make it flat and dull. So there's a good idea if you can get hold of some steel wool if you can't find sandpaper. It's the same deal, it's just going to scuff it up. Scour it down a bit. And Ron's, you know, if he's used it, he knows. He's, you know, it's whatever works, and that would work too, because it's the same type of thing. It's just an abrasive thing that's just going to take the gloss off. And once you get used to it, I'm telling you, you'll go and play a guitar at a guitar shop with a painted neck that hasn't been scuffed down on the neck, and you'll be like, holy crap, this is the stickiest thing I've ever played. And you'll, yeah. So it's all a preference. These little things, you know, I love to use this stuff too, fast fret. I'm addicted to fast fret. Always, before I use fast fret, I use string cleaner. Always get a lot of use out of my strings. String cleaner and fast fret. Man, I can get about a year out. I can, you know, go a year, 6 months, 8 months with the same set of strings, no worries. Just use string cleaner. You just keep doing that, you'll be no worries. But, yeah. But there's so much good quality equipment out there. And if you can find even second hand now, I'd say with the price of guitars, like old Japanese Jackson, even Indonesian made, Chinese made, if you know enough about guitars, you've played enough, you can go look at any guitar and say, that's a good guitar. As long as the neck's straight, you can go pay for somebody to treat the frets. You know, I don't know how to do fret, but if you know someone who knows how to do fret leveling and fret work and all of that sort of stuff, you could take a cheap guitar, get a premium fret treatment done on it, and you've got basically, you could get a $300, $500 guitar, do a fret treatment on it, and you've got an absolute gun of a guitar. Because they're making them with CNCs and computers these days. It's no, you know, they're a little bit the craftsmanship around the edges, all of that. But as long as the neck's straight and you know how to look for a straight neck, if you don't, you know, you can buy them from a shop. And if they mess you around, obviously you can get your money back. Or as long as the truss rod's not broken, most of them all have steel truss rods or carbon fiber reinforcements. Like all the Korean made guitars are good guitars. LTD are good guitars. I wouldn't even care whatever the price range is. If you're not into Floyd's, then really that's the only place you're going to get let down on cheaper guitars. If it's a cheap Floyd, they don't work as good as the more expensive, or you know, but you know, $300 you can, or between $200 to $300 you can get a Floyd. No worries, that's good. Pickups, most guitars got decent pickups, but I love Seymour Duncan Blackouts and EMG 81. It's just all a preference. I love my active, but I don't mind passive too. Yes, all that sort of stuff. But yeah, there's just so much good gear out there. It's crazy. Now if I go to another one of these, another company I love. This guy right here. His new amp. Like that, the distortion I was actually using one of his pedals, so just now when you've heard me playing, I'm playing through an old Rocktron solid state power amp, a Rocktron Velocity 300 into, that was a V30 I was using, I think, yeah, V30 Randall 4x12, pedals. I was using this pedal. Right there. And I was boosting it with a Gary Holt, so any sort of pedal will work. Yeah. So I love his pedals, so his amps would sound awesome. That's a cool new little amp, you know. Cool little power amp. Orion. Orthos. These would be great amps to get. That's such a cool little amp. 45 watt. Lunchbox. That's gonna sound good. No worries. Yeah, USA made. Got your bias test points. Cabs. All of that. There you go, you're putting your frets. Rod knows what's up. Like that could be too, like, you know, you probably got a cracking deal on that Japanese Jackson. People, the old 90s and early 2000 Japanese, no one cares about them. No, I've never tried that set, Chad. But you know, this sort of companies like this, man, like, this is a great company that got this on sale, the Orthos. Juno, Colossus. These would be sick, bro. Far out. $150. Do you know what I mean? Once he's got that refretted, putting in new frets, man, they're like, now they're trying to sell those in Australia for $4,000 Australian for a Japanese guitar, a bit over 4,000, which would be like, at the current exchange rates, you're looking at, it's about 2,800 US for a Japanese Jackson now. And that's in Australian dollars, so I don't know what they're going for in the States, but it's just insane. Absolutely freaking insane, mate. Like, you don't have to spend that sort of money. It's cool if you've got the money and you can just go buy a brand new guitar, and I get it. I've spent a lot of money on guitars, but bargains to be had if you know what you're looking at. And they got solid necks. Like these old freaking Japanese Jackson necks, man, are so tough and solid. So it's the shipping one. What's the shipping one? But it's, yeah. I'd be interested to know how these cheap Chinese guitars play, if the necks are any good. because they look good. Don't know how good their necks are, if they're actually tough enough, or the fretwork. Could you get fretwork done on them and they'd be okay? Don't know. Interesting theory, but yeah. But anyway, it's about that time. I'm gonna go have some lunch. Thanks for hanging out. Gonna freaking yeah. Where's my bloody software there? Yeah, it's enough of me rambling. Took a lot of time doing this one, so I don't think I'll do my YouTube video today. I'll probably work on one tomorrow. It's gonna be the 150 BPM training. So yeah. Go light up your guitars if you can. Crack it out. I might just do an easy. Might try upload the 150 BPM one today. Just crack it out. And just do a quick intro and go, look, it's just a training thing. Tremolo pick to it. See if you can not stop tremolo picking for 5 minutes at 150 BPM. See how you go. So, yeah. Be cool. Oh, get out of here, you motherfucker! Seriously. Get out of here or you're gonna die, son. Get out. That's right, dickhead. Got me bloody window open there. Messed me screen up and never been on. Dirty big ass fly come in. But yeah, no worries. So I might do that. I'll at least load that up because yeah, Tristan, you've been here since the beginning, seeing me jamming over that 150 BPM, and I'll just get on Premiere Pro, slap something together, and we'll crack out a vid for that one today. Might be in a couple of hours, 3 or 4 hours probably. But yeah, good idea to yeah, just have fun with it and get that training, get the pick training cracking, and have some fun, mate. That's what it's all about. So yeah, till next time, I'm going to get out of here. Enjoy the rest of your night or day, and I'll talk to you later.